Hello there, I'm Kevin Parson, and as some of you know, that I've been posting some online chats over the last few weeks, and we're continuing with our series. And today I'm really pleased to have Amy Bobbins with me. Hello, Amy, how are you?
Hi, Kevin. Very well, thank you. Very well indeed.
Good. Great to have you with us. Obviously we're going to talk a little bit about you, what you do, locality as well. So if you want to kick off and just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm a mum to three fantastic children. We've got Hugo, who's 14, Molly is 8, and Maxwell is 6. So as you can imagine, that's keeping us super busy whilst in lockdown. I'm married to Tom, and we've lived as a family in Dis for 4 years. Prior to that, we've lived in other areas in South Norfolk. I'm an ex-dancer. I trained professionally from a very young age, well, from 3 years old, and then went to professional ballet school at the age of 11. And currently now I'm a fitness presenter. So I instruct fitness in the community, but I present all over the world, or over the country, sorry.
So that you do that is that a completely full-time job? And you say, I heard that you do it certainly locally, but you do it further afield as well, do you?
Yes, it absolutely is my full-time job. I'm self-employed, and so I run my own company. I have a team of instructors now with me working throughout South Norfolk, and then I go and present all over England and as far as Wales. I have been last year at events and conventions and that kind of thing. So we're putting the feelers out there.
Wow. So from obviously you're very busy, but you have a team of people as well, doing the fitness. And is there any particular style that you teach on?
We teach a brand called the Jungle Body, which originates from Australia and was founded in 2010. There's 5 programs that we have access to, but I teach 3 of those, which are mainly dance cardio, because it's great fun and anybody can do it. We also do a ballet-based and Pilates type class, and a weighted exercise class, but that's only about 30 minutes, that one, where you use small dumbbells to build muscle and strength. But it's just the best. It's for everybody. Everybody can get involved in it. You don't have to be coordinated.
It's for boys and girls, not just for girls.
Yeah, no, not just for women at all. I teach in schools, and as we touched on earlier, I am very lucky to go into care homes, and I teach at a wonderful care home in Mellis once a week. And that's one of the highlights of my week. And I'm delighted that I'm still able to do that now in lockdown. My daughter and I do it every Wednesday.
And with those care homes, obviously, I'm sure, because my mum was in a care home, and I think there was all types of person there. So do you get a real captive audience, and are they sprinting around the room, or what are they actually doing?
No, it's very much seated. It's very, very simple. And actually, I find it quite challenging because it is completely different to what I would do in a hall on a stage with a room full of people. So it's a lot more basic and a lot simpler, but there's a lot more control needed and a lot more slow motion, takes a lot more muscle use, if you like. So they join in. I've got my regulars who absolutely love it. Some people some days just sit and watch and enjoy the music. So there is a good variety, but there's something very delightful about being able to do it.
I think that's absolutely fabulous. I mean, can I just ask actually how you got into doing a care home?
Well, one of the managers at this particular care home has attended my classes for over a year. And she said to me one day, she said, "Amy, do you fancy coming in and doing it?" And I thought, gosh, it's different to what I've done, but I know how to adapt moves and exercises safely and properly for all abilities and all age groups. And we've just found our way. So I use a different kind of music, obviously, for the care home, but I also put in some of our slightly more favourite songs as well that we would do in an abled body class. I just adapt them for those that need to be seated. So it was word of mouth, if you like.
And presumably at the moment, unfortunately, you're not able to go to those care homes because obviously they're in full lockdown, aren't they?
Absolutely. Before everybody else was in lockdown, they became in lockdown. So I think I've missed a couple of weeks where I didn't get to go in and see them. But thankfully, due to modern technology, Molly, my 8-year-old, and we sit and do it from home now.
You're Zooming them, are you?
We are indeed. And the wonderful,
Right.
yeah, the team of carers there will do it in person there, and we're on the screen behind them doing it as well. So it's a really lovely experience. And for Molly to be able to get involved and assist me is lovely.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm sure, well, obviously with your daughter as well, sort of, they really, really enjoy that.
You see lots of smiles, lots of
Yeah.
smiles.
Oh, tremendous. Absolutely tremendous, Amy, that is. It really is. I'm really impressed. So just tell me then, obviously your family, you've got a daughter and you live locally in South Norfolk for most of the time. So you've got parents and siblings as well around, or?
Yes, well, my parents came up from London back in the 1970s, and my mum is based in Bungay and has been there for, how old am I? 30 odd years. Dad had a business in Bungay, so I've very much grown up here, but my schooling was down in Surrey. So I had 7 or 8 years there, then London for a little while whilst I was dancing, and then I came home and have been here since, really.
So, and with this itself, what makes you love this? What is and the people in the town?
Well, for me, until I lived here, I hadn't discovered the kind of beautiful quaintness of it. I've fallen in love with the courtyards and the little lanes that are out around the bits that you don't see when you drive through. The variety of restaurants and places to eat is lovely, and I feel that there's a real sense of community in this, which in other areas I've lived in South Norfolk, I haven't necessarily felt that before. So it's definitely something unique, I think, about the town.
And is there in any particular area, or I know you mentioned the yards, but is there anything in particular that you really, really like, sort of, something interesting at all?
Well, we spend a lot of time at the mere. We'll go and buy some bird feed from My Hills and pop across the road and feed the ducks with the kids, which is always good fun. And then the park we kind of frequent when the weather's nice, which is great. And I suppose just being able to pop into town and have everything that you need on your doorstep is just really, really great. It's really good.
Yeah. And obviously with town being, because this is obviously a lovely town, if there was one thing you could keep and one thing you could change, what do you think that would be?
I'd like to keep, like I said, the courtyards and the restaurants, maybe more.
That's a lot of sort of with the town, sort of all those yards.
Because I think more so now, when we get out of lockdown, we're going to appreciate having those restaurants and being able to go out and eat and socialise again. So definitely want to keep those. I don't know what I would change. I think I'd like to see less of the shops empty. I think everybody would probably want that, wouldn't they? But just for having to have it thriving, I would have Beals back. I'd have Beals back. I love Beals. I'm so sad it's gone.
And so going on to that subject, so obviously once this lockdown finishes, and we know, who knows, it could be 2 or 3 weeks time, we just don't know. And I think sort of it's going to affect people in different ways. Yeah. Is there somewhere where you really can't wait to go and visit, whether it's the local pub, cafe, restaurant, shop like Beals, or is there any place that you'd particularly like to visit?
I think definitely pubs and restaurants. I do enjoy a pub. Yes, it will be being able to sit outside and enjoy a drink, and to sit outside and be with people. That's something I'm missing. So open spaces, the park, and being around the mere, just being able to walk outside and not trying to avoid contact with anybody and that kind of thing. So being able to walk into town with my family, and I think we'll all really appreciate that. We probably took it for granted before.
I think we did, and now, I saw someone earlier today, and still after sort of nearly 2 months, it still seems strange that you can't actually interact that much. Obviously, you can at a distance, but it's just not the same, is it?
No, it isn't the same, and obviously it's dominating a lot of conversations. Sorry, so it will be nice. We'll still discuss it, no doubt, but we'll have other things to talk about once it's all done as well.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And finally, what if you could sort of use one word to describe this and the people in this, what do you think that would be?
For me, it was quite a personal one. It would be welcoming, incredibly welcoming. I was a bit apprehensive about moving 4 years ago, because we were due to start putting the children into school, and I'd felt very happy where we were, but from a business and life point of view, it was the right decision. But I was apprehensive about it, and I really shouldn't have been. It's been brilliant. The last 4 years have been fantastic, and I'm really, really settled here. So everybody's been very welcoming, really welcoming.
Well, I think that's a really, Amy, I think that's a really lovely story, and I really enjoyed our conversation today. Thanks so much for your time. I hope everything goes well over the coming months, and we get to get out of lockdown, and you can eventually start sort of visiting those care homes again.
Yes.
And I wish you and all your family really well.
Thank you, Kevin, and you as well. Thank you for doing this. It's lovely.
Great, thank you. So, if anyone knows Amy and you'd like to make a comment at the bottom of the video here, please do so. Everything nice, of course. I'm sure that will be. So please do leave the comments, because I'm sure Amy will be appreciative of those. And if you know anyone else who's in local business or sort of helping the community, and you think they ought to be sort of nominated, then please leave a message again, or send me a message text on Messenger. That would probably be the best thing, so that I get it. And we'd love to have an online chat with them. Once again, Amy, thanks for your time, and look forward to speaking to you soon.
Yeah, thank you very much.